more can be traded. My heart's have been spaded. I'm not too prideful to up and leave. You've been on complacent. The tides have been changing. Love is just patience and for you.
Hey babes, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I decided to do this video ends when I find a 5-star read challenge, and I wanted to start it on March 1st, but I kind of got caught up reading other books and forgot about this and was filming other videos. So we're gonna start it today. Today is March 12th. Hopefully my phone shows it's March 12th, if you can see, 9:51 a.m. And I want to go ahead and start today so that we can see how long it takes for me to find a 5-star read. I have yet to find that 5-star read book that sticks with me so far this year, and it's March. And that says a lot. And I think I read, like, let's go on my Goodreads to see how many books I've read so far this year. I think I read like 21. Yeah, we've read 21 books, and my goal is 115 this year. Last year was 100. I believe I made it. I made it last year and read 101 book last year. So I decided to try to up it this year. So hold me to it. But since I have not set a TBR for this month, I decided to just mainly mood read and just pick up books that I'm in the mood to read this whole month, and then next month we'll go back into setting the TBR, because 9 times out of 10 I don't really stick with my TBRs anyways. So I read a couple of books off my TBRs, and then I kind of just read the book I'm in the mood to read. So this month is going to be kind of fun for me to see what books I'm in the mood to read and see what books on my physical TBR that is going to get a 5-star, because I am going through my physical TBR, and although I've been reading a lot lately on my Kindle, so maybe I need to start actually reading Kindle books that's on my physical TBR so I can work my way through it, because at the end of the year I want to see just how many books I got through on my physical TBR. But so far right now we're reading By Thread by Lucy Score. I'm reading this for another video, so trust me y'all, some books that you see me reading I'm going to be reading for other videos too, and some I'm just going to be reading for this video alone. So I'm trying to make it a happy medium so that you guys don't have to watch me give the same review for the same books in the same 2 different videos. That's what we're going to do. But like I said, we're reading By Thread by Lucy Score, and I will check back in with you guys later while I'm reading this to see what my thoughts and opinions are on this book. So I will talk to you guys later. Good morning, bookish babes. I'm 22% By Thread by Lucy Score. It is not giving 5-star energy. It's giving more of a 4 point something, but I'm really enjoying it, like I said. And I can't really speak too much on it because, like I said, I'm only 22% through. This book is fairly easy to read and quick to read. I've noticed that when I am reading it, I'm reading it pretty fast, and I'm enjoying the crap out of it. Like, I'm just enjoying the banter between Dominique and Allie. They met at this pizza shop Allie was working at, but Dominique ended up getting her fired. So his mom ends up hiring Allie to work at her company, and Dominique wasn't with it. So he is really giving her, I would say, a hard time, but she's not really taking him serious because she know that he can't fire her. his mom told her when she got hired that she's the only person that can fire her and not him. So every day he'll be like, "You ready to quit? Like, are you ready to quit yet? Like, are you ready to quit?" So yeah. And I'm also in the middle of listening to a book on Libby. Let Me Hold You by if I can get my phone. Let Me Hold You by Alexandra House. I listened to Let Me Love You last month, and this is the second book. The first one was The Brother Was a Rapper, Big South, and then this one, he's a basketball player. I think it's like 5 books in this series, so I'm on the second book now. I should be filming this for another video, a reading the books continuing series I'm in the middle of, but this is just gonna be strictly for y'all, and that is all. This one is about this guy. Like I said, he's the brother of a famous rapper, Big South, and his name is, I don't forgot his name, but he's working at this group. I guess it's like what is it called? Is it an activity center? It's like one of those places that used to go to when during the summer, like the activity centers. Rex, no, I cannot think of the proper name for where he's volunteering his hours at to help teach the little boys their basketball. He's like a basketball counselor. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna put it. But it's like a rec center. I think it's called rec center, and it's a lot of stuff going on in this book. It touches on abuse, so make sure you search up the trigger warning a little bit, because I think so far, I think I'm like, let me see how far I'm into this book, because I'm 22 I'm 22% through both books. Crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish reading some of by thread, and then I'll come back and check in with you guys with my rating on both of these books when I'm done, and then we'll pick up another book. I think I'm gonna read Magnolia Park Long Way Home, but that is gonna be a part of another video. So yeah. Alright guys, same spot, different day. I finished reading By a Thread by Lucy Score. Last time I checked in with y'all, I think I was reading By a Thread by Lucy Score and audiobooking Let Me Hold You by Alexandra House, and I am currently finished reading both of those books. Yeah, what day is it? It is March 20th. I think I started this video on the 12th, so it took me that long to read both books. So yeah, I gave By a Thread a 4.5. Y'all, if you haven't read that book, I suggest you read it, because I absolutely love Dominic and Allie relationship. I love how she was a take no ish type of girl, and he was your grumpy boss who felt like he just didn't, you could tell he wanted people to be there for him and love him and understand him, but he also was kind of standoffish at the same time. But then he met Allie, and y'all, the banter, the angst, the groveling, the small things, like the things he was just doing for her and other people around her, it was just top tier. It was top tier. Y'all, I actually am so happy that I finally read that book, because I was reading it for a reading books I've been putting off. I finally read it, and I am ecstatic. I'm happy I read it. I'm happy I'm done reading it, and yeah. Now for Let Me Hold You by Alexandra House. I gave that book 3.75. It's basically about Everett, who is a basketball player for, don't get me lying, St. Louis, I think. I think it's St. Louis. And apparently his brother is Big South. He's a rapper. He's from book 1, Let Me Love You, which I enjoyed. And one thing about the McClain brothers, they nasty. They nasty, y'all. They are real nasty, and I want one of them. Not even gonna lie. The way they love their females and pipe them down at the same time. I need me one of them. I need me one of them brothers. It's 4 of them. It's 4 of them. It's 4 books. Yeah, I think it's 4 books. It's 4 books and an epilogue, I'm guessing. Like a, what is it called? A novella. It's a novella between book 3. And y'all, I'm most definitely gonna read the rest of them because it's one of the brothers that I want to know what he got going on. Because I feel like the other 3 are just so well off, and then it's him. I don't know what he got going on. I want to know what he got going on. And hopefully he's the 3rd book because I need to know. But that is all those. That's my rating for those books. And now we're finally reading Magnolia Park, A Long Way Home. It is, I feel like every time I'm checking in with y'all, it's 10 something. It's 10:54 right now, and I'm about to start reading that and start from that video. So let me show y'all the book. Well, I know y'all know what the book look like, but y'all, I keep my bag with me with a book in there. So usually I bring my laptop, but I didn't bring my laptop tonight because I'm going home in the morning. So yeah, but we're reading Magnolia Park, A Long Way Home. I think I'm on, what chapter am I on? I started reading this a couple days ago. I'm on chapter 38. And yeah, I'm about to start reading this and I'll check in with you guys. Let me intro this other video and then I'll check in with y'all a little bit later with my rating on this. And well, I can go ahead and tell you guys how I feel about this book before I start the video. But I truly feel like I understand BJ and Magnolia relationship so much more from this book. I felt like in the first book that it didn't give any backstory. It just like basically they were just being childish and toxic. And one thing I can say, and I always will say about them, are after reading this, they're trauma bonded. They're trauma bonded so bad that it's crazy. And I kept wondering, I kept trying to figure out in the first book, like, what is going on? Like, why won't they just leave each other alone? But after reading this book, if you read it, you know. But after reading this book, I see what it was, because that is, I see. I'm just say that. That's all I'm gonna say is I see what it was, and I see why they're so locked in and trauma bonded. Like, even though they could be soulmates, but it's kind of a right person, wrong time vibes. But they're trauma bonded, which can be a dangerous thing to be trauma bonded to someone. But yeah, let me go intro this other video, and I'll talk to y'all later. Alright guys, I know I look crazy, but I came on to let you guys know I finished reading Magnolia Park, The Long Way Home. I get a book of 4-star. I really enjoyed the book. I'm not even gonna hold you. I enjoyed the book. It's just that I just do not like toxic relationships. Like, I'm not a toxic relationship type of person. I don't like toxic relationships. And we get enough of that in real life. So I think I mentioned that at some point I started to understand Magnolia and BJ's relationship and why they're so trauma bonded. Although I do feel like they're like these star-crossed lovers. These, I guess that's what you call it. Like they're soulmates. They're meant to be like, and in a lifetime they'll find each other. Now, first of all, the quotes in these books to explain how much they cared and loved each other was top tier. Not even gonna hold you. They were top tier. Like some of them had me literally sitting here thinking, like, dang, have I ever loved somebody like that? Just it had me thinking. And I really just enjoyed this book. I really wanted to dive straight into the next Magnolia Park book, which is the last book of this series, because one thing I noticed is the ending of these books. The ending of the first book had me ready to read the second book. The end of the second book had me ready to read the third book. But I first had to read Daisy Hate the Great Undoing, because the ending of Magnolia Park, it was text messages hinting at something that I want to know what happened in Daisy Hate. So that is gonna be my next read. So in the next continuing series I'm in the middle of video, we're gonna be reading that. Maybe we may be reading in that, or I may just read it because I want to know what's going on. Like I said, I guess 4-star. I still have not found one of those books that's like 5-star read, stick with me vibe. That just, I don't know, that just does something to me. I haven't found that book yet. I feel like I've seen a lot of people talking about The Neighbor Favor, by Christina Frost. I think that's who wrote it, Christina Frost. I think I may be wrong by her last name, but I feel like I'm correct about her first name. It's Christina. Is it Frost or no, Forrest? Christina Forrest. A lot of people saying that's a 5-star read. Like they really enjoyed that book and they've given that book 5-star. So after I finish reading the book that I'm reading now, which happens to be all the way over there behind my purse, I'm editing a book. Not a book, Lord Jesus. I'm editing a video right now. So, and I'm watching Sarah Caroli new blog on my phone. So yeah, that's what we doing right now. First of all, let me tell you what I'm reading, y'all. I'm so threw off right now. I threw myself off. I'm reading Wrecked by Lauren Asher. I really need to be reading her new book, Love Redesign, but we're reading Wrecked because I'm filming a continuing series I'm in the middle of, and this is the third book in the Dirty Air series. I read the first two. Everyone says Wrecked and Redeemed are their favorites out of that series, so that's where we at right now. It's about Jax. He's on, what is they called, the McCoy F1 team. You get hints and clips of him in Throttled and Collided, but he's basically an alcoholic, a drug addict, an addict basically, and Elena comes in to help clean up his image, and hopefully this could be a 5-star. Who knows? But then again, I don't think I've given a sports romance a 5-star at all yet, but we'll see. But let me go ahead and get into reading this, and I will talk to you guys in the middle of this book or when I finish reading it. Who knows? Alright, bookish babes, so I am 95% through Wrecked by Lauren Asher. I realized I haven't come back in and checked in with you guys when I started reading this book yesterday. It's like, if you guess what time it is, I love you. But it is 10:01. It is 10:01 and I don't know. I feel like I may be the problem. I feel like I'm being too picky with these books I'm reading because none of them are really giving me 5-star reads. None of them. Like, I haven't got past a 3.5 or a 4 stars. I'm glad I haven't made to 2 stars or 1 star, but like they're good books. They're all good books. Not even gonna hold you. Every book I've read are amazing books. I just haven't got that 5-star feel where I'm just giddy and like, yeah, this is it. Like, I haven't got that feeling from a book yet, which is crazy. I feel like maybe I need to switch genres. Maybe I need to switch genres from romance and start reading maybe fantasy or, dare I say, thriller. To see if I find a 5-star reads within one of those series. I'm saying genres rather than romance because they're not giving me the feels, and that is crazy. Like I said, I'm really enjoying Rick. It's about Jax and Elena. Jax is this Formula One driver. Elena is a PR assistant. She has her own story going on in this book, but I don't want to say anything about it because it's not on a blurb on the back of the book. It don't touch on what she's going on the back of the book. So when you read it, you'll find out her story. But Jax is dealing with anxiety, and he's basically not handling it too well. He's on Xanax, and he's missing those controlled substance with alcohol, which is not good in its own because we're not going all into that, but he's doing that, and it got to a point where you would feel like he was getting addicted to numbing his emotions with those pills to the point where he wasn't overusing them at one point, and then something ended up happening and he just popped too many at one time. But I'm really enjoying this book. It's just not giving me the 5-star feel, and that is so crazy to me. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish this book off because, like I said, I'm like 94% through the book. Like, I have this much of the book left to read. So that's what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna charge this camera, and I will talk to y'all later. All right, y'all. I finished reading Rate. I gave it a 4.25. I enjoyed the book. That's all I can say. I gave y'all my whole wrap up and my whole little spill on the book in the last clip. I don't know. Like I told y'all, I might have to switch genre. No, I want to read. Oh, do I want to read Addicted after all? I don't know. I don't know if I want to read Addicted after all or The Teacher. I have The Teacher with me by Freedom McFadden because I'm at my second home that I don't pay rent for, which is work. I don't know. I'm about to take a second and figure out what I want to do, what I want to read, or do I want to go grab a few extra books. I get off at 4 o'clock. I want to go to the bookstore. I want to go to the bookstore, and Pucking Wild came out today, and the second book, The Children of the Blood, I think that's the name of it, with the little blue edges, bright edges, came out today. I want to go get those too. But I don't know. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna let you guys know what I'm reading next in a second when I decide. And I feel like I need to start The Teacher because I'm supposed to be butter reading this with a few book talkers. So if I decide to read it, I will flip y'all around, but hip and all. Matter of fact, let me just reach. Okay, I'm back. These are the books I bought to work. I read the 2 top green ones. Teacher is the other one I have. I don't know. Maybe I should have brought extra books because I wasn't sure. But do I want to read Teacher by Freedom McFadden? I think I am. But then, being that I'm reading Teacher, I feel like I want to start reading thrillers for a week. But yeah, I don't think so. We'll see. I'll talk to y'all a little bit later. I honestly don't know where I left off at with you guys or what. It is April 1st. I went to Florida this weekend and I got back today. I've read 3 books so far within that time. I read The Teacher, which is a 4.25. It was so close, y'all. So close with this one. We read Days Darker, which was a 4 stars. And I also read The Locked Door by Freedom McFadden, which was a 3.75 to me. I don't know what's going on. I cannot find a 5-star read. I may even hop on my book talks babes and ask them, like, what are your 5-star reads? I believe I already did that. I think I did that. I believe I did that, and I made a video of me doing that. And I still haven't found a 5-star read yet, which is crazy. Let me see. I believe I did read off my reading my bookish babes 5-star read. I think I did do that video. Yeah, reading my father's 5-star read. I did read that. I'm gonna read some of theirs, and I don't know what to do right now. Like where am I going wrong? I need to. I'm gonna stare at my bookshelf for a few, and I know, yeah, we're gonna stare at my bookshelf for a few, and see. I feel like I just need to gravitate towards a book that I know would be 5 stars to me, which is 9 times out of 10, the Addicted Callaway series. I haven't finished reading that series yet. I don't know if y'all can see it. So we can look up here together. Okay, you can see it now. I haven't finished reading that series yet, so I don't know. Or should I read All In right here? Should I read All In or Powerless? I have the last 3 books in the Throne of Glass series that I can read. I can read Love Resign. I haven't read that. Ugh. I got more Kimmy Ryan books I can read. So I don't did romance. I did thriller. Let's do fantasy. Let's try fantasy, and let's try One Dark Window. Let's see. Let me pick out a few fantasy books that I'm interested in reading, and I will be right back. Hey babes. So I once again forgot where I left off at with you guys, but I've read four books. I want to say 4 books since I last talked to you guys. I finished the McClain Brother series. I finished, I think it was Let Me Show You, Let Me Please You, and Let Me Free You. Neither one of those books were 5 stars, so don't be alarmed. I finished Isn't It Romantic by Alyssa K. Adams. She's part of the Bromance Book Club. Well, that's part of the Bromance Book Club series. I'm obsessed with that series. And what else? Yeah, I think that's it. I think those are all the books I read, because I think I checked in with you guys when I did my thrillers for a week. And after that, then I picked up those books for a 24-hour readathon. Well, 24-hour reading vlog. And now I think we may have found our 5-star read. I'm in the middle of reading Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan, and I'm really enjoying the crap out of this book. I started reading this book at 8 o'clock this morning. It is 1 something now, and I'm like 80% through this book. And I'm really enjoying the crap out of it. It's making me feel all the feels. I hate Caleb. I love Iris in August. I felt bad for Iris. I really am here for her growth and her self-love and her going after her dreams and, you know, working to provide for her daughter. Y'all, this book, Chef Kiss, I knew, I knew. I should have known Kennedy Ryan was going to do it for me. But I was just like, I'm going to keep putting this book off. And the reason why I kept putting this book off is because of the topics in it. The domestic violence, the essay, and all of that. So search up trigger warnings before you read this book because it does get pretty graphic. But, y'all, the book, if this book ends with Caleb downfall, I will be so happy. Not gonna lie, I would give it a 5-star off of that alone because rich, privileged guys pisses me off where you feel like you are entitled to things that don't truly belong to you. It's crazy. But I'm gonna finish reading and I'll talk to y'all later when I finish reading this so we can decide if this video ends when I finish this book or do we keep going. I didn't tell you guys today. It's April 8th. It's Monday. And if you guys see the eclipse today, let me know. Comment down below and let me know if you saw it. But we're gonna go ahead and finish reading Long Shot. I am so happy that I'm finally reading this. Another book off of my physical TBR. So yeah, I will talk to y'all in a few and see if we're gonna be in this video or not. Or we're gonna be going into May and June. Talk to y'all later. Alright, babe, so this video has come to its rightful and final end after almost a month. Well, not even a month. After almost 4 months of trying to find a 5-star read, we finally found it. After reading Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan, I read this book in one day. I gave that book a 5-star. I enjoyed the crap out of that book. That book made me feel every emotion I was supposed to feel. And the ending, chef kiss. I love the way it ended. I love that Iris is in the process of healing and working through everything that happened to her with August by her side. And August's mom, she raised a wonderful man. And yeah, I'm just so excited that first of all, I'm excited that I finally read that book because first, if you know me, you know that Kennedy Ryan is one of my favorite authors, and I've been working my way through all the books that I own of hers and everything. After reading Before I Let Go by her, I was sold on her writing, so I started to buy anything she put out and read everything she writes. So I'm finally reading the Hoop series and I'm excited. I'm so excited, y'all. I'm so happy that I finally got through that book. 5 stars. I see what everyone hype is behind that one because Chef Kids, if I'm not mistaken, they say the other two has some type of trigger warnings to it as well. And I'm ready to start reading. I think it's Block Shot next. I think it is. I think it's Block Shot because I got an insert at the end of this one. Is it Block Shot? Okay. Yep, it's Block Shot that's next. So you might be seeing me reading it in continuing series because I'm working my way through my TBR, my physical TBR, and through series that I'm in the middle of. So you're gonna get a couple continuing series with me because I'm in the middle of a lot of series, and I just started another one, which is crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end today's video right here. Finally, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
I'm calling bullshit. Say you got it, but you ain't got nothing. Bad bitches don't say shit, they just come.